guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Geometry Dash. Here we are, we're doing Can't Let Go today. We're probably gonna get it, I don't know. We're at 79% right now. But, you know, that's the hard part, is the 70 to 79%. I don't know how much harder it is past that, on account of having not got there. Normally I don't die there, but you could look forward to a creative amount of failure on the route to success in Geometry Dash. At least in my experience, which is limited. But my enthusiasm is not. My enthusiasm for Geometry Dash is unbounded. I just picked it up a couple days ago. Out of the library. I bought it years ago. And I was like, I'll play this, and then I did not. But here we got the rocket ship portion, which is fine. I mean, you die here sometimes if you're me, but it's not too tricky. But then you get the upside down thing, like right here. And here's where it gets fun. I forgot to do that. I think there's two routes there. You can jump at the right time, and then you miss the bounce, or you drop into the bounce, and then you automatically hit the boost up, which is what I normally do. Or fall down there. Either one. The important thing is not to get discouraged, because the world is full of triangles that are going to stab you, apparently. But the more you get stabbed by triangles, the more the game remembers it, and eventually it gives you... Okay, well that... Not a lot of excuses for that. Hello, Daddy Man. Or that one. Alright, let's stop running into the vicious triangles. The outrageous piercings of fortune that they represent. But ideally, I'll beat this just like really quick, because that's what my trend has been in my very few days of playing Geometry Dash. Is I go to bed, and then when I wake up, you know, energized, with my eyes all refocused from being closed for an extended period of time, and then, you know, exhibit feats of brilliance or bare competence, depending on, you know, what it is. But let's see. Second time getting to the upside down so far today. Alright, so the drop there is good, but I just need to remember that it's not very long until the boost. Okay. You won't be here for long. It's 3 a.m. for you? Ah, well, good middle of the morning to you. Yes, it is 10 a.m. for me, and I jumped into the vicious triangles again. Jump too early. Pretty bad mistake. Don't often make that one, but I was looking ahead too much. I was already trying to think about the timing of the drop there. Ah. Good night, Daddy. Man, you have a nice night, and perhaps I will see you some other time. And yes, I hope I beat it too. I'll be gaming all day. Probably not Geometry Dash all day, though. Ah, terrible. Really no excuse for dying in that whole black and white part. Or there. Or there. That's another place if I was gonna make a list of places that didn't have excuses. But hey, we're doing the all-death speedrun, right? Where you have to die in every single... Making some progress. And dying in every single feasible place in a level. That one's not new. Oh, I sure wish it was. It would be better for my ego if it weren't. But no, I mean, not really. My ego's bad enough already. It's like the only one wearing the suit. The rest of my personality is totally subsumed. Alright. Black and white excuseless part. I fell over. I should have jumped there. I mean, it's pretty clear by my, resultant death that that's what should have happened. I just wanted you to know that if you were confused as to whether or not I knew that I should have jumped there, I am aware. The triangle told me. It's a drop there. It's a drop there after the boost and jump. It's a drop into the 2-block triangle bit. I knew that, and yet I forgot it. That, who knows why I fell down there and died? It's hard to say. Ultimately unimportant. For my blocky face upon the screen has already forgiven me. I didn't click there. I don't think I've ever died there, so making progress on the all-death speedrun. Pretty ridiculous. Serious business time again. Too early. Clearly, you know, because I died. But sometimes I find it helpful to point out things that are very clearly obvious to me. Like, I shouldn't have done that, for example. No! No! 80%, new best. Ah, well, you know, I didn't know what to do there because I had never been there before. But at least we made an improvement. Well, too long of a wait there. I was doing the right thing. Like, I knew what I had to do, and yet, in a completely similar way, I had no idea what to do. It'll be fine. We'll get right back there again. I've developed what I can call a familiarity with the... As I was saying, basically impervious to all the early obstacles in this level. You'd have to be a complete fool to blunder into one of those triangles. Me. I committed one of the classic blunders, which is to complement your Geometry Dash playing skills while you're in the middle of a level, or ever. I'm only joking, I know I'm not good. But moderately better than I was yesterday, simply by virtue of having a very low floor to begin climbing off of. Slightly more of a delay there. And then it's got, okay, so what did I see? There were a couple of triangle guys, and then there will be a jump after that with a click in the middle of it, a little a yellow orb jump. And well, if we can do that, then that'll get us to 81% or maybe even 82. Sigh. Too much of a delay. I die there pretty often from jumping early, but now I think I can enter my new geological era of running into the spike from a different angle. You see, if you run directly into it, you die slightly faster than if you jump. That's just geometry. I didn't mean to do that. But that is just geometry too. For who among us has not stipulated the order of points in a triangle and then ran into one of them? Like, I think there are 3 here. Here, let me demonstrate. Now, one's going to be far away, but if I try real hard, I can die to one of the other 2. But of course, everything in life is figuring out which point of the triangle is going to pierce you. Wait, no, that's not a universal truth, is it? I'm not sure. I don't know much about geometry. I do know that my geometry teacher in 9th grade told my mother that I would never amount to anything because I didn't care about anything, which I think is like so awesome. Like, dude, like you're totally right. I love that you were able to see that, and that you told my mother that, because you know she needed to hear it from somebody that wasn't me. I needed to jump there. I still recall when she came over from parent teacher conference and she told me that he said that. And I was just like, it's just the funniest thing. It was awesome. Because, well, one of the benefits of being me is that most people's opinions of me are inconsequential. Like, I'm not going to argue with somebody who doesn't like me. In fact, I think they're right. And if they give me a little bit of time, I will suggest some reasons to dislike me that they haven't even thought of yet. My only problem with people that don't like me is, like, if they do it for reasons that are insufficient. I'm like, hold on. This list is terrible. You need to add more to this list. Like, what if somebody disliked me for being bad at Geometry Dash? Well, it's true. But that would be fair. Jump, 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 jump. No! Anyway. That was another 80%. We're getting there. And by that, I mean, we are so far from getting there. Oh no, we jumped into one of the points of the triangle again. Incredibly unwise, and yet, totally normal behavior. Sigh. When you jump too early there, that's another way to die here. Unfortunately, it does not add to the every death speed run of Can't Let Go, because I have died that exact way before already today, and yesterday a few times, and maybe like once or twice while I was dreaming. Ah, I normally don't die there. Terrible. Alright. I had to take my hand off of my mouse because it was getting tired, but I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to learn to play the game again all over with the spacebar, and it's not going to work. Hello, cats are cool. The unfortunate thing, which I may not have mentioned in the Geometry Dash stream, is that I do have problems with my hands, which keeps me from playing games to the high level that I used to think that I played them back when I was younger. Since I sometimes have to take breaks. Yeah, I don't know if the Space Guard is going to get it. It's probably also very loud and clicky. I need to get a different keyboard or a different microphone. But yeah, like I had surgery a few years ago, and it was great. Like, they were in absolutely awful shape, and I couldn't do anything. But they're still not like as good as non-artificial hands. Like that scene in Star Wars where they sort of like stab his hand a little bit after they give him a new fake one. My hands are still my own hands. I'm just joking. But yeah, there's always so much that can be done. And it's probably also that I had to do a bunch of stuff at work that I don't normally have to do yesterday. But that is not important. Or rather, I'm not going to complain about it here, no matter what. But I think it was probably mostly that. Because, let me tell you, as an adult, the most important thing is to play as many video games you want. And the second most important thing is to have as many snacks as is responsible and medically recommended. And the third most important thing is to not think about work when you're not there. And especially not to bore people with conversations about it. If I could just tell everybody that I knew one thing, it would be, please don't tell me any of your boring stories about your life. Tell me interesting stories about the video games you play instead. Oh no! Okay, I gotta fall there. That's what I gotta do. 80% again. I think that was very slightly further than the last 80%, but the game is not gonna reward me for that. Alright. And through the jaws of Can't Let Go once more. Alright, so there's two ways to do that properly, and I chose neither of them. Normally I fall, click to the auto bounce. There, I jumped over the fall somehow and didn't die, and then didn't get on the bounce after that, which is, you know, roughly speaking, not the way to achieve success. Terrible. Why? Why would I? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why I would do anything, you know. That's an important lesson that this game is teaching me. Doesn't matter why. If I could stop asking why, that would be an even better lesson. Well, you know, I would still probably want to ask it there. I would say to myself, self, did you choose to do that? Or were you driven to do that by circumstances beyond your choices? And I would have to admit that apparently I thought I was supposed to jump and die there. Okay, well, attempt 68. Let us go then, you and I. I did it again, unless I didn't do it again and I did a similar thing. I'm probably about to tumble off here. That's okay, you know. It's gonna be fine. I just need some coffee. You know, falling over there doesn't even matter. Not with the wonderful bitter taste of coffee. I love coffee. I'm not being paid by a coffee plant to say this. I'm just a fan. Alright. Serious business. Why am I driven to die on that one particular spike in a way until today entirely novel and now shockingly and painfully common? Alright. After quite some time of doing the first section properly, I decided to not do that anymore, so let's narrow our eyes a little bit. That always helps, you know. If I just tilt my head downward and stop being so funny, I know I'm not actually funny, but, you know, funny. A man with a funny mustache is always a little bit funny. At least that's what I believe. I'm often uncomfortable in public, which I imagine you could have figured out without me telling you, but I think the mustache is very helpful there because people can't even see me, right? Like I walk by, you know, relatively tall, mustached, and they're like, "Hey, look, a guy with a mustache." And then before they can even be like, "I bet that is one weird guy," I'm already gone, thrust into a spike perhaps, but you know, already gone. I can't believe I died there. I mean, and I can. It doesn't seem like something I wouldn't do at all. But I was looking at the Steam achievements again. So apparently, like how with Dry Out and Back to Back, if that's the name of the level after it, I don't remember. I didn't have to play it for very long because, you know, it was kind of easy compared to Dry Out. But there's only like less than a percentage point of difference in people that they completed one and not the other. That's how Can't Let Go is with this next level, I think called Jumper, where like 49% of people forget to jump there. 49% of people or whatever beat Can't Let Go, and then it's just like less than a percentage point that don't beat Jumper as well. I wonder when I'll give up. It's always the interesting question in life. Oh, terrible. You know, when you die on the rocket ship part, it both feels very expensive and shameful because fundamentally that part's, I mean, it's pretty easy, right? Isn't it? I mean, all this easy part is not that hard. I mean, look at me on my 7th hour of playing the game, acting like I can say what's hard and what isn't. In terms of early game levels, it doesn't seem that brutal. Although, if I had to play this level on my very first day, I don't know how that would have worked. I jumped Terrible. Hi, Blizzard. How are you on this fine morning? Happy Wednesday. And back through the theoretically easy portion again. Well, good afternoon to you, Blizzard. I hope the weather is nice in the future. I've made 1 percentage point of progress today on this map, which feels good, you know. If I continue at that rate for 1,000 mere days, then I will be able to beat this map several times in a row in what could only be described as a Geometry Day loop. Sort of like Groundhog Day, but, you know, different. Hello, Never. Yes, I am a noob. I think you will find by watching me that I'm not very good at this game. I do hope that I did not give you the impression with any of this that I was, you know, a talented or expert player. I don't even know the names of these shapes. Is this a butterfly? Here we have a square and then a long square. Now the long square is a very popular kind of square. Oh no, I clicked out of the window. What a noob. Here we'll go on to some shallow little squares here. That's plaid, which is squares marked with other squares, unless it isn't. I'm a noob, I don't know. No, I mean, you don't have to apologize for pointing it out. I'm not sensitive about it. Trust me. I recently got a Steam achievement for dying 2,000 times. You think I don't know? Nope, I first played Geometry Dash, I guess just like 3 or 4 days ago. It would have been Sunday, I think, yeah, so. A Sunday in the past, not Sunday in the future. I would hope I'd be better at this game if I started playing it in the future. But even in the future, I would still have the same personality, constant and unchanging. So, you know, I might just give up playing Geometry Dash if I started playing it in the future, and then we'd be unable to know. Sad. I'm supposed to not run into that wall there. Would have been better to not run into that wall there. I almost got to my earlier personal best. And then we could have died again very shortly afterward. For an 81%. Best of all percents. I forgot to jump. Thank you for the words of encouragement. I hope I can do this, but I hope you are not holding your breath for me to do it. First of all, it's not good for you. Second of all, where would it all end? You turn violet like that girl in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, unless it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Who can ever keep it straight? I'm only joking. I know the answer. I read all of Dahl's books growing up. No points if you know my favorite one of them. I think there's like an amount of bookshelves that a person with a tedious and prolix manner of speaking can have before you know that they love Matilda just like way more than a lot of other books. I think that was the same place as last time. I need to not do that. That would be better. All right. Oh, it's 3 times in a row I've ran into that one triangle. Bane of my life. Like I said, please don't hold your breath. It's not good for you. When I woke up, I was like, maybe I'll beat it right away. And then I even said it out loud. I didn't think it was going to be true. And, well, it's not. It's not true. But I have not fallen into the idea that I'll never beat it. In fact, I don't believe that's true. Even if I fall off here, which I did. It's like sometimes, all the time, if I could just like look at a problem and say, I'm never going to be able to do that, I just convinced purely that I know I'm right. Like, I know it the way that I know rocks are real. But I haven't had that feeling about this level. Every time I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that. And I could do that too. There's some stuff in this game where I do not have that impression. And I maintain that I never will. Some of the silly levels people have sent me, I imagine were based on a dare. I'm glad you think I'll beat this in a day, because apparently I can't even make the first upside down jump regularly. And all you have to do there is jump one time. Something about these pointy squares, whatever they're called. Oh, this one's got a little anger face. Look, it's got mad little eyebrows. I made it 1%. I made it 3%. What? Okay, well that's what. The jarring change of my perspective. You know, it doesn't go well. Anytime it makes me look at the screen a different way, I just expect to immediately die. Okay. And I'll just die again. Sure, whatever. Hello, A-Type 5455. I am failing at Geometry Dash. I'm currently failing at this level for the first time. I did not beat Can't Let Go, but I was just taking a small break. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go back. There's no point in that. I'm not good enough to play that level, so I might as well play this level, the one that I'm not good enough to beat. After all, I am 1% better at this level than I was this morning. And that jumper level looked like a bunch of upside down nonsense that's going to make me quit the game, so, which at this point is really the only interesting question left unanswered is, like, how long I'll fail before I give up. But I can be very stubborn sometimes. And sometimes I can just immediately give up and know it feels so good, but I can't pick which is going to be which, right? Like, you gotta... You're supposed to fall there. You're supposed to fall there. Anyway, that's as far as I've been. I die there whenever I get there. And then I hopefully point out loud, as if I was not aware that the reason I died is that I didn't do a thing right. It's very helpful. It's like whenever you're scared and someone says, don't be afraid, and you're like, oh, gee, thanks, I'm cured. Sometimes all you need is Captain Obvious to show up and tell you why the thing that happened happened. And then you're like, thank you, Captain Obvious. You have done a great service this day. It's no wonder they didn't make you go through life as a lieutenant. I'm looking up in the chat room. Sandal, you said I missed a coin? I'm certainly not trying to get the coins. I haven't got a single coin in this game. That's not true. I have picked a coin up and then died right afterward. If I ever run into a coin, it's by accident. They're confused anyway. What are they even? Large gold squares? Alright. Easy and expensive rocket ship time. Just don't crash into any of the squares and we'll all be okay. Exact same place. Exact same place as every other 80%. I run right into it. I jump right into... 82%. Problem is that I was so focused on trying to get very slightly ahead that I don't even remember looking at what came forward or what killed me. I assume I was supposed to do something I didn't do. It's hard to say. But you know, that's 3% better today. 79 to 82. That's pretty huge. If I die late in this level, I will just start playing from the beginning again. Well, there you go. That one could have been better. You see, what I didn't do there was jump. You could tell by the resultant demise of my delightful little blocky guy here. Why? Why? All right. Which part of the upside down part will we die on this time? The very beginning? The middle-ish part? Right there again? Yes. Right there again. It's so disorienting being upside down. I fear I'll never get used to it. I just need to rotate my whole head. That'll be the only way to do it. This music is, like, incredibly awesome for this task. I don't know what's going on with the bird squawking in the background. Unless that's happening in real life, it could. Could be. Sigh. We can do every single level. You know, that would be funny. Ah, 82% again. I now barely see what the obstacle was, but not much in front of it. If we get anywhere past it, we'll probably die immediately afterward anyway. Yeah, let's do some demon levels. Life is very long, after all. Perhaps if I live for 3,000 or 4,000 more years, I'll be able to beat those levels. But I doubt it. I'd probably still be stuck here. Hard locked 82%, can't let go. Hard locked 82%, can't let go. Alright, so it's 2-block triangle followed by a window to jump through. Which, if it were right side up, would be no obstacle at all. It's just so tough to visualize when it's upside down. Alright, so in conclusion, wait, what, like 20 more frames to jump there? Maybe just like 15. Why? Terrible. Sometimes I like to follow up a vaguely good run by dying on a dumb obstacle very early. You know, to spice it up. What would life be without dying right there? I mean, it would be different. That is an answer. I don't even remember what my life was like before I started playing Geometry Dash and dying in preventable places like that. Knew I was supposed to wait, and didn't. Knew I was supposed to jump and didn't. Amazing! Why? Terrible. This song is totally hype. I need to get this for like my closing the restaurant playlist. Probably said that before about this song and then looked it up and said, okay, yeah, I'll remember that. You just did 97% in Time Machine? That's good. Time Machine's one of the hard ones. I remember people talking about that one. That's too bad, though. That's so close to the end. That must have been heartbreaking. Not as heartbreaking as me running into that triangle again. Why? You know, that one I actually do make that bad call specifically pretty often. Thought I could take the hand off of the mouse and play with my left hand on the space bar for a bit. It was not to be. Not to be at all. Terrible. Once again, proving my inability to make a simple jump. But I can totally see how 10% of the people quit the game between beating, you know, Dry Out and this. This level is a lot trickier than Dry Out. Not the whole thing, just that last part, I think. This part here might be moderately tricky. I don't even, if I'm being honest with you, I don't even remember anything about Dry Out anymore. It's been like weeks ago since I played that, or yesterday morning, whichever it happens to have been. Maybe it was 2 days mornings ago. The days all bleed together when I work, and this game all the squares sort of look like each other. Alright, so we'll get through this, and then die at the very beginning maybe this time. Awesome! I called it! So I think where I'm going through the portal at determines where we drop, so my timing was just way off. Because normally I sort of going through the center of the portal. Normally I die before I get there if we're really taking the word normal at its meaning. too bad. And here, as I blankly drift away for a while, is where we die again at 75%, proving my inability to look forward and directly in front of forward at the same time. Terrible. It's so hard being upside down. I'm not at all good at visualizing what needs to be done, even if I've been there before, but especially if I haven't. But that's like the only thing I actually know about portals in this game, is anytime you see a portal, you should just prepare to die. Nico, welcome to Geometry Dash. Would you like to turn it into something that's dead? Here, step right in. Disgusting. How could I die there? I think that one is new. I mean, I've definitely flown that spaceship into the wall, but I don't think right there into that wall. That's so bad. That's pretty bad too. That might be a new death, but probably not. I've died a lot of times in this level now. I don't know if the game keeps track on a per level basis. Some of them don't count, you know, like, doesn't count as an attempt if all I do is put my head down while we bash into the introductory triangle a few times. But the game counts it. %, new best. I still don't know where I'm supposed to do from there, but new best. We've died very slightly ahead of where we died before, just like I thought we would. That's 4% today. We were not proving that by running into these triangles, but that doesn't matter. The game remembers. The game remembers how we came not at all close to winning. We never ever could have won that round. I just ran into whatever killed me, I think. Sigh. Well, you know, we almost died at the same place that we just died at, and that's good. You know, 82%, you know, until we got that 83, 82 would have been just fine. You just beat Time Machine? Congratulations. I'm glad the worst experience ever is over. If you go into a time machine, you can do it all over again. Terrible. That one's not new, but it's not typical that I die there. Too low in the jump, pretty bad. Why? Anyway, it doesn't matter why. All that matters is that I'm bad. Again. Terrible. Why not simply run right into the triangle that will kill you? These are questions. Terrible. Song's good though. Not me, not the player, but the song. Oh, awful. I'm getting sloppy. Been failing at this for too long. It's not true. I could fail a little longer still. I think of the wise words of Kurt Vonnegut when he said that if you want his advice, you should get used to failure and disappointment, because that is most of what life will have in store for you. I mean, he was talking to me specifically, not really, I never met him, but when he said that, I felt like he was talking to me. It's like, hey, don't try to worry about anything. Just realize that your life is always going to be miserable. You're never going to be good at Geometry Dash. And it's just your role in life to jump into the spikes. So if you say you feel bad for you were watching this stream, there's usually not that many people around, dude. Hello, Synodage. Synoda? Is it a soft J? No, I would say I spend a bunch of time making videos that nobody watches. It's all good. Sometimes people do, and that's cool too. It's like, it's not as if I'm like manufacturing any content that I think people want to see, so it doesn't surprise me when it's not popular. I don't even do like the bare minimum that people expect, like having a thumbnail. I've put almost 1,000 videos onto YouTube, and I think I've made a custom thumbnail for like 2 of them, and it was just because it was a Minecraft video, and I wanted the terrible. And I wanted the thumbnail to be like a picture of this field, and it was like a picture of a wall. Because YouTube, for a stream, it generates a thumbnail based on something in the last bit of it, like permanently. And then you can go in and select from 3 randomly selected frames what the picture's going to be. And that's what I do. And I've been told that this is not how to behave if you want people to pay attention to you. But I've also been told a lot of ways to get people to like me in life, and I have never done any of them. How I usually say it is, I want people to like me better than they do, but I am not willing to change anything about myself to make that happen. But I don't worry too much about whether or not anyone is watching. After all, the videos are still hosted on YouTube, and maybe in the future, someone will watch me failing for an extended period of time and feel inspired to fail themselves. Hopefully right here. It's like, you might have been around last night. Last night there were like 15 people in the stream at one point, which is, I think, by far the highest I've ever had in a stream. So it's not like normally I have a lot of people watching. Normally it's just like 2 or 3 people. I guess the internet likes Geometry Dash more than it likes the other games I play, which is fine. Again, like, I wouldn't watch me either. I mean, not least because I'm locked into this ridiculous body with me, and the last thing I want to do is hear myself talk the whole time. No, not really. It's pleasantly muffled inside of my brain, and my voice sounds better than it actually does. Everyone experiences this, though. They talk and they're like, wow, how wise and rhetorically sound, how poised and brilliant. And then you play it back for them, and they're like, oh no, I sound like an idiot. And the same is true of me. For all of my book learning, I just had a library card growing up. No! No! Okay, so it's a window and we gotta go all the way through and drop, and I keep on jumping in the middle of it, and that's what's going on. You say no one really supports small content creators? Well, I don't know if that's true. It's just, you know, people like what they're already into. You know, if you're gonna watch somebody play Minecraft in 2025, is it gonna be somebody you've never heard of or somebody that you already know and like their content, you know? That kind of thing. But I will say that, so I've had my channel for like 10 years, but it hasn't been active for a big chunk of the ones in the middle. But just like coming back like 7 months ago, there's been like a good handful of people that are very supportive and, you know, leave me nice messages and helpful hints and, you know, just really make it feel like I'm not doing this for nobody. Because the thing is I don't need, you know, to me, like 100 people, that's like so many people, you wouldn't even be able to know that it was a real number. But like five people, you can actually talk to them. And while I think that everybody that makes videos on the internet like daydreams about being successful, I think that's probably one of the sad things that happens to anyone who does make it on the internet is very quickly you can't actually see who your fans, for lack of a better word, are. When you've only got 20, you know, it's like if you play in a local band and you have people that come to all of your shows, you know, like they really keep you going. But as soon as you really make it, you know, when someone comes up and shakes your hand and says, "Wow, I love your record," and you're like, "I've never been to Kansas City before. Thanks, man. This means a lot to me too," you know. And of course, all artists want to be appreciated, but I think there's a thing that happens to a lot of people once they make it, where not like forgetting where you came from, but just like, no. All right, so I got a drop there, 84%, but just where you're sort of dizzied by how many people want to pay attention to you. And I don't think anybody's brain is wired to, you know, be appreciative of a legion of adoring humans. I mean, you see it all the time with pop stars, and then, I mean, also like, you know, internet, what? Oh, never did that before. Cool. I thought I was about to die. Apparently you can drop right there and get a coin. The more you know. Dun-dun-dun. It's like most of the stuff that I watch is like real-time strategy commentary, specifically like StarCraft Brood War and Warcraft 3 and Total War Warhammer. But like I have guys that I watch in the StarCraft Brood War and Warcraft 3 scene. They've been making commentary. I fell down. They've been making commentary videos for like 10 years. And you know, I mean, so have I, but not like to the degree they have. You know, these guys have been churning out videos, you know, like multiple videos a week, high level, really good commentary for these scenes, and you know, I just see their subscription numbers over that period of time just basically not really go anywhere, because again, like, they're making what they love and the market's not there for it. The market's never going to be there for competitive Warcraft 3 commentary, right? Like, there's some people that are having some success in the scene, but fundamentally, like, if that's what you love on the internet, you're not going to be able to do it. But I think most of those guys have real jobs. Not that making videos isn't a real job if it works for you. I work full-time, and I very much expect that I will continue working full-time. Oh no! Hello, Andromeda. What's going on is failing at Can't Let Go. We've gotten to 84%. But sometimes, you know, you can put a video out there and then it'll get picked up someday and you won't expect it. And you'll just come home from work and like 1,000 people are looking at your field of wheat in Minecraft and being like, whoa, that's a lot of wheat. It really is, though. I don't know if I've talked to my wheat field today, but it's a lot. I'm very proud of it. You just beat this one? Awesome. I never have. You say it's easy once you know what I'm doing? Well, I'm sure they all are. The trick is learning what you're doing. I forgot to jump again. Ah. You beat Tidal Wave? Nice. I played Tidal Wave last night. I died repeatedly and then gave up. It was great. Ah, terrible. You think it's the best map in the game? I could beat it in the future. Perhaps. But I also might quit playing the game in the future. It's hard to say. No, I'm not. I'm not frustrated. Hello, Frostcat. Hello again. I didn't say I beat Tidal Wave. I said he said he beat Tidal Wave. Although I am terrible, I'm not like frustrated by being bad at the game. I think it's because there's no NPCs telling me I can't do it. That's why I quit playing Celeste. There are these NPCs that kept being like, you can't do this, you know. You're not very good at the game. You should just quit. And then I was like, you know what? You're right. I mean, not really. It's because I couldn't figure out what to do. And nothing in the world feels as good as giving up. Especially not victory. That's the thing they don't tell you about winning. It's hollow. I think I died slightly further forward on the 84%. So through the window, drop down, and then wall of spikes, you gotta drop and then bounce to get through. But not jump again. Got it. Probably be pretty easy if it was right side up, but it isn't. Ah, why? Still, if we continue on with these very, very incremental improvements, before long, we'll be at 85%, and then 86%, and then we'll probably die at 72% a lot, and then 74%, and then... No! Ah, terrible. Why? Ah. It's so hard. I, just can't see it right when I'm upside down. It's like my brain is doing a very, very bad job at figuring out like where I am and where the momentum is and what I'm supposed to do, even when I've seen the blocks before. Probably this will be the level that defeats me. It's not that I think I can't do it, now I'm starting to believe that I won't. And that's the first step in giving up. Is imagining what it would be like if you did. Well, first of all, it would make sense. Half of the people that play this game give up before they beat this level. I died again. Well... Oh well, it's a good game. We'll come back to it some other day, maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Game's hard. And I'm not very good at it. But I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be streaming Undertale for many hours today. So if you want to check that out, welcome you there. Or, you know, if you're watching this from the future, do whatever it is you're doing. You want me to search for Tidal Wave and go to the comments? Okay. Since you asked. But just so you know, I normally just ignore when people ask me to do things because I don't want them to be encouraged to ask me to do more things. Like, I don't hang out with people, I don't do anything because I don't want them to ask me. I don't this is, I don't know what to tell you, man. Alright, you said you beat it, this is the proof. Anyway, there you go. Don't say I never did anything for you. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm quitting the game. I'm bad, and I am giving up. I don't think we're going to beat that level. Or any other levels. But, you know, we might come back and play some more some other time. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a good day. And I'll be streaming some Undertale later on. So, see you guys.